Hi, guys, and welcome back to the FPL Duo. We're back again for another stream. It is a late one. Usually, we do stream the live reaction stream on a Sunday. Obviously, we had a commitment on Sunday that we couldn't do the stream, so we are here now to do the stream and react to Game Week 13 and how it went. So, a lot to discuss and get through. But before I do start, how are you doing, Jordan?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Hope everyone had a nice weekend and enjoyed the game week 13 because I'm sure a lot of people did.
Yeah, I mean, we will discuss everything that happened on Game Week 13, and we're also going to look ahead to Game Week 14 and talk about potential early transfers and everything like that, and see what our plans are going forward. But let's discuss Game Week 13. So Game Week 13 isn't actually over yet. I think West Ham actually kick off in about an hour's time. So who are West Ham playing?
Bournemouth.
But yeah, so in an hour's time, it will officially end. So maybe another red arrow, a bigger red arrow for me. We'll see. But let's bring up our teams for Game Week 13. So yeah, guys, as you guys can see on the screen, this is how my Game Week 13 has gone. I am on let's run it through what's happened. So I had Guaita in goal, and maybe this was I don't know if it was just me, but I was quite shocked when I saw the score. I didn't watch the game, but when I saw Everton won 3-0, I believe as well, I was pretty surprised, by that. I didn't see that at all. So for Everton to Crystal Palace, double defense just hasn't paid off. Guaita gets me 2 points, and then as you can see, Gurhi, who also got a yellow card, I believe, in that game, so he gets me 0 points, which isn't great. And yeah, the Palace defense conceding 3 goals, I didn't see that coming, so it was a bit unfortunate going there, and it hasn't worked out. Fabian Schär also did concede. They won against Spurs 2-1, which was quite a big result for them, but only the 2 points, no clean sheet, no attacking returns, anything like that. But it is what it is. Cancelo also conceded, annoyingly. Brighton, I think Trossard, the troll, he actually goes and scores this week when everyone's taking him out. So that's interesting. And so yeah, Cancelo with another blank. So my back three and the goalkeeper just blanks all round. So nothing to talk about really there. It didn't go well. Moving on to the midfield, it doesn't get much better anyway. I mean, Salah, another blank against Nottingham Forest. Now, maybe this is the shock result of the weekend. I don't think many people saw this coming. But Liverpool did lose 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, which is probably a new low for Liverpool so far this season. I mean, Liverpool haven't been great, but to lose 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, I think is a new low in their season. And we're gonna speak about Liverpool. It feels like every week, every knee-jerk stream, we speak about Liverpool, because either do we bring them in, do we hold them players, or I feel like now, I think a lot of people will lose patience with Salah, etc. If you do own him. I want to know your thoughts, guys. If you are Salah owners out there, as I am, let me know in the comments below. What are your thoughts on Mo Salah? Have you lost a bit of faith in him? Are you willing to sell him? Would you hold him? The way Liverpool are playing right now, it doesn't look good. So let us know your thoughts on Mo Salah in your transfer plans, whether you're going to keep or hold. Sell or hold. So yeah, Salah 2 points, nothing amazing. Liverpool were poor, and Salah barely got involved in that game, which is disappointing to see. But I didn't captain him. I know some people went Salah captain, and it just obviously didn't pay off. And then moving on, Zaha 1 point, nothing special there. I think obviously getting beat 3-0, didn't see that one coming. So yeah, one pointer from him. Andreas is where it gets better for my midfield. Usually whenever Andreas does well, he's on my bench. But luckily for me, I started him this week, and he ended up getting me 2 assists. So Fulham did win 3-2 against Leeds, and 2 assists for Andreas. I was very happy to see that when I saw he got a 10-point return. So also he got the 2 bonus points. So can't complain, for that price, 4.5 million that I got him for. and he's getting me 10 points. He's clearly the best 4.5 million midfielder in the game. So I think everyone should have Andreas in your team as a bench. I think everyone does anyway. But yeah, brilliant from him. Kind of saving my midfield. And then Saka, another one I did, was one of my transfers for a hit. I bought Saka in. There was certain doubts whether he'd play or not, but fortunately for me, he did play the 90 minutes, but he didn't get anything. Arsenal drew 1-1 v Southampton. And Saka did pick up a yellow card, so the -1 leaves him on 1 point. Annoyingly, I took out Trossard. So Trossard goes and scores, and I took a hit, -4, as you can see. So that hasn't definitely not paid off. So a bit annoyed, but I know I bought Saka in for the longer term for the next 2, 3, 4 fixtures. So I'm not too worried. Hopefully Saka and Foden could carry getting points for me in future weeks. Foden, another one. A lot of hype going into the game was chat about Foden, but he was actually benched, which I don't think many people saw coming, apart from Jordan, who did mention Jordan. One of the streams you did mention saying there could be a Pep rotation. I was like, nah, no chance. I was like, nah, no way. But it looks like you were correct. Even though you bought him in yourself, you're the only person that even. I think you're the only person that even contemplated that he could get arrested. I personally didn't see it coming at all. So when Foden got benched, I was just laughing, really. I've tweeted out some laughing emojis. But yeah, that was strange that Foden got benched. He did play 28 minutes, but he didn't do anything in the game. No goals, no assists. So 1 point Foden. I think that's probably the biggest disappointment for me. Foden not starting in that game when I bought him in, which was quite annoying. But Man City do have good fixtures coming up in game week 14, 15, and 16. So Foden is still a good pick. It's just annoying that he didn't start this game. And then up top, Mitrovic carries on doing what he does, and that's scoring goals. He gets another goal. And not really too much to complain about Mitrovic. He gets a goal every game, it seems. And he's just ticking along very nicely. And then another win for Fulham, and they're doing quite well this season. And then moving on to Mr. Inevitable, the robot, Haaland. He goes and does it again. 2 goals, gets the 3 bonus points, comes off after 80 minutes. And is there any point, Jordan, captaining anyone apart from Haaland in this game anymore?
No, I think Haaland's a perma captain for the end of the season, unless he gets injured or rested. But
I mean,
not looking like it.
I mean, it's boring, but it's hard to go against Haaland. And as you say, do you think we're in perma captain territory now for Haaland? Unless he's injured, of course.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Because anytime I don't captain Haaland, it has not paid off for us. Like, it has devastated our ranks going for other captains like Salah, where there's another scenario this game week where people have gone Salah and only got 4 points from him. So yeah, I think a lot of people now will just go to Haaland just to save the captaincy being wrong each week. I think it's just, you're pretty much correct each week to captain Haaland unless he blanks, which is not likely. He's only blanked once, and that was against Liverpool.
Ironically. Yeah, I mean, Haaland's is ridiculous, if I'm not being honest. I think, how many goals is he on now for the season? I'm just going to check. I actually lost count. He's on 17 16. Goals.
Oh, 17.
He's on 17 goals after 9 games. I think the top scorer last season was on about 22 goals. I think Salah and Son got 22 goals. So is it 22? Let us know in the chat, guys, how many goals Salah and Son got last season. But he's gonna smash that. So yeah, Haaland's in scary form, and with that City side providing you with Kevin De Bruyne, Foden, and Bernardo. Haaland's gonna score goals if he plays. So yeah, it's looking like I'm never gonna go against Haaland at this moment in time. And if that's the case, why do I have Salah? So maybe he does go out of team. We'll talk about that in a sec. But yeah, as you guys can see, that is my first 11. Danny Ward, we've got to speak about him very quickly. He goes and gets an 8-point return. Now I think that's 3 clean sheets in the last 4 games for Leicester. So Danny Ward owners, after a poor start to the season, he's kept a few clean sheets. I think he's had a few 10-point, now an 8-point. So Danny Ward is doing very well. And yeah, I mean, I should have played him, but Guaita is in there for me. But yeah, and then Doherty 1 point. Trent, we did find out news on our deadline stream that Trent was going to get benched. So I ended up putting Trent on the bench, and he only got 1 point, came on quite late. And then Greenwood got me 2 points as well on the bench. So all in all, 53 points, total points, but I took a -4. So 49 points currently. I am on a red arrow, I believe. Small red arrow by about, I think by about 90k. Is it around that, Jordan?
Yeah, it's about 190k.
Yeah.
Depending on how this match goes tonight in West Ham, maybe.
Well, yeah, I don't have any West Ham players, so if Bowen scores or someone like that, then I could potentially get a bigger red arrow. But yeah, small red arrow for me this week. From about 1.1 million. Sorry, 1 million. I think I was like nearly 1 million. I think 1,015,000.
Yeah,
So
yeah, you
about
were
200k.
scraping. Yeah, you're almost in the above 1 million before
Yeah, I
Game
was
Week
almost
13.
breaking into that top 1 million, but not to be this week. Yeah, so just nearly 1.2 million, I'd say, and then yeah, 49 points overall. We will come on to how my team's looking like for Game Week 14 in a sec, but before we do get into that, guys, I just want to say, if you are just joining in the stream, please do drop a like on the video. We really appreciate all your support and your likes. Show us that appreciation, and if you can, please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. That's out of the way now. So Jordan, let's bring up your team for Game Week 13 and just talk us through how you done and your highlights of your game week if there is any at this point in. But yeah, there you go.
Right. Well, let's begin with Raya. Obviously Brentford lost 4-0 against Aston Villa, which
Guys,
I kind of wish Gerrard wasn't sacked until after that game, because I think it would have been a complete different
yeah.
result if he was still managing. It's just amazing how such an impact from him being sacked changes Aston Villa just like that in a week. I mean,
Well, less than a week, couple of days.
yeah, a couple of days. Like literally has changed the aspect of Aston Villa. They played like Barcelona against Brentford.
You watched the game? I missed the game.
They were completely a brand new team under when Gerrard left. So yeah,
Yep.
Brentford lost 4-0 against
Yeah,
Aston
that was
Villa.
a shock.
It was a massive, massive shock. I wasn't expecting that at all. But I did say before this game week that Raya is probably going to concede. I just didn't expect him to concede 4 goals against against Aston Villa. But yeah, he got the 2 points. I think he got 1 save point, so it makes up for the goals conceded. So he did get 2. The midfield, the defense wasn't nothing doing there. Trippier blanks, no clean sheet for him, and no bonus points. I think a lot of people that have Trippier are very thankful that Newcastle conceded. Anderson, yeah, another surprising result. Everton been terrible most of the season and somehow batter Crystal Palace 3-0. Another shocking result. But yeah, Anderson gets 1 point minus the point for conceding more than 2 goals. Cancelo, I kind of half expected this to be not a clean sheet because Brighton do sometimes pop one behind Man City. But I was hoping for a clean sheet from one of my defenders, but it wasn't to be this week. So that was a Cancelo blank. Midfield, yeah, all blanks all round. Zaha, 1 point. The only thing he got in that is a yellow card. Martinelli, they drew to Southampton, surprisingly, Arsenal. But Martinelli didn't get any part of that action, so he got 2 points. The transfer, Foden, I kind of wish I don't go with the hype for bring Foden in, because even though I said myself that he was the possibility of him being rested because he's played consecutive games, despite the rest Man City had, I still had a feeling inside of me that Foden wasn't going to start and that Pep was going to rotate him.
To be fair, I'll back you up on that one. You did actually say on the stream, you have a feeling Foden could get a rest this game, and he ended up getting benched. So fair play.
Yeah, I need to go with my gut more with that.
yeah, gotta play. Well, you always gotta go with your gut, I guess.
Yeah, I got to start believing in it. Finally, in the midfield, we've got Salah, who surprisingly has his 6th blank of the season and doesn't get anything against Nottingham Forest, where Liverpool did lose 1-0, which comes more shocks to this game week. But yeah, he was the vice captaincy pick, thank goodness. I was nowhere near
Yeah.
tempted to go for that, and
There,
thankful I didn't.
there was 1 minute, for about, I'd say 10 seconds, I did consider Salah, but lucky I didn't go there. So, yeah.
Yeah, it was a lucky break. We got the front three. It was a bit more success. Well, Tony had a blank. I think he had one shot, and that was pretty much it in that game. It was totally dominated by Aston Villa, so Brentford didn't get much in that. Mitrovic seems to be just scoring one goal each game week, which is fine by me. He can keep doing what he's doing because it seems like he's permanently scoring a goal each game. So I'll take that each week. Obviously, the captain pick, Haaland, scoring 2 goals, 1 a penalty, and 1 from open play. And that rewarded us with 26 points. If you did captain Haaland, he got the bonus 3. And he pretty much is game week 13. Like, he is
Yeah.
the outperformer. There's no one really that has
Well,
stood out other than Haaland by a complete milestone. Everyone's just been terrible this
you have
game week.
you have more points on your bench than you do with maybe your whole midfield and defense combined. Is that correct?
Probably yes.
Yeah, I've just checked, right? Your goalkeeper, your back 3, your
Yeah.
midfield 4, those 3 players on the bench, Ward, Andreas, and Nico Williams, have outscored those, what, 8 players?
Yeah.
So
8
your bench
players.
has outscored 8 players if you take away your forward line. That just to show what type of game week it is. Kind of,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Andreas
And
getting 10 points as well on the bench is a bit unlucky.
that's the thing again. There was so many away fixtures in that
Mm,
week. It's just whenever there's so many away fixtures, it just doesn't. It's not never a good game week. It's just the away games are never that easy, and it would have been a nice bench boost if I
yeah,
if I
great,
was to use
great
it,
bench boost.
especially for 3 players on the bench getting that many points.
Mm,
But yeah, on the team bench, Ward got 8 points. Good on Ward. He's recovering well. Andreas, 10-point haul. Could have potentially scored as well. He could have got more than that. I'm thankful he didn't because I think 10 is enough to leave on the bench.
yeah.
Nico Williams, shock clean sheet, 2nd clean sheet, and it's from Liverpool with 6 points. Never saw that coming in a million years. But yeah, that's pretty much all the points for my players on the bench and the starting 11. My rank has obviously gone to a red arrow. It's pretty much the same rank I was 2 game weeks ago at 700k. So it's kind of a little blow that I'm back
Yeah.
to where I was 2 weeks ago. And that's a total of 47 points. So I'm not getting any more points because that's all my players on the pitch that have played. So yeah, that's how game week 13 has gone for me.
Fair enough. But yeah, all in all, a red arrow for both of us. Not a great week. Like as you said, there are a lot of away fixtures for the players we have, and that hasn't helped. The midfield, obviously, Foden, we expected a lot more. Obviously, didn't start. Arsenal getting a draw wasn't great. We expected Arsenal to potentially put a couple past Southampton going into the game. For Saka, Martin looked like very good picks for game week 13, but it wasn't to be. Zaha getting smashed 3-0 against Everton, which we didn't really see coming as well. So yeah, there was a few surprises in this game week. Obviously Liverpool losing to Nottingham with Salah getting nothing in that game. Anyway, I'm gonna read some of your comments out. So yeah, let's get into it. We've got Edvin. Welcome to the channel. He says, let's go. He said he got 66 points and 434k in the world. Well done. 66 points. I think fairly good week. Obviously took the -4 is all he says.
Still good.
Animations might take out Guaita. I wouldn't do a goalie transfer. I think you probably have other areas where you'd want to use your free transfers in. With a goalie, there's not much upside. Whereas a midfielder or striker could potentially score more points. So I'd personally not do it. I'll just leave Guaita now and just wait to the World Cup. Who's the best goalie for the next 3? Who's the best next goalie for the best next three? I mean, if you are planning to take out your goalie, I wouldn't do it. If you've got Guaita, I think he's fine for the next three. Let me just see who Guaita actually plays. So Southampton, West Ham, Forest. I think that's fine. Pretty good.
Yeah, I think second best would be Raya, but his third fixture along the line is Man City. But before that, he has Wolves and Nottingham Forest.
Yeah. I mean, if you've got nothing else to do, then I'm sure you probably have something else to do. Also, Robertson to Van Dijk, not worth it. No, not for me. That's just a sideways move. I think you have more, more upside maybe with an attacking player. I wouldn't do the Robertson to Van Dijk. They score similar points. I captained Salah this week, and what a loss. Liverpool are, you know what? Yeah, I mean, the thing with Salah is, you look at Salah, you know the pedigree he has, the goals he scored. We know what he's capable of. But Liverpool do not. I think Liverpool are not the same team this season, and I mean that's fairly conclusive. As a Liverpool fan myself, I've been watching Liverpool all season, and something ain't right. And I don't think I will be captaining Salah anytime soon, unless I see major improvements. Maybe in January when Liverpool sign a couple players, because Liverpool are playing a lot of young players in that midfield. Curtis Jones, Elliott, even Carvalho coming in, and I just think Liverpool, they don't have a balanced team at this moment in time, and I'd be wary of captaining Salah going forward, or even owning him. I don't think you even need him potentially now. Preb, Andreas 10 points, defense and midfield 11.
Oh,
mad game week.
Yeah, yeah. I think he's adding up my points on my team. So basically, yeah. As we spoke about, Andreas makes up for almost the midfield and defense.
Yep, Andreas, what a week for him. And for owners that did play Andreas, let us know as well, because obviously I played him and I was quite happy that I didn't expect the 10-point though. But yeah, just Solanke to go for me. Need a haul to save my game week. Oh, you never know. He's playing West Ham. Fair play. Cheers. Had a similarly bad game week on 42 points at the moment with Zuma to play. Santiago says 796 points total. Pretty good score. Total points. Let us know your rank, because what would that be in a rank? Oh, that's 11th in the world. Forgot to change his bench from last week and gained 26 points from it. I guess you need some luck to win FPL.
Yeah, even forgetting to do something can reward you.
Jordan, you want to take this one?
Will you move Salah on after the Leeds game? I'm moving him on before the Leeds game. After that, atrocious performance.
Actually, yeah. We're going to come on to our transfer plans. I want to know what you're doing, because obviously you've got one free. Is it one free transfer you have?
Yeah.
All right. So let's pull up our teams. Let's pull up your team first. Let's see your Game Week 14 bus team. Let me pull it up. Okay, that's your team for Game Week 14. To talk us through very quickly the fixtures and early transfer thoughts. What are you thinking with your one free transfer? How much do you have in the bank?
Let me go to transfer tab and then just check. I got 1.6 in the bank.
Okay, so a fair amount where you can bring someone in probably. What are your thoughts? Because is there anyone you want to take out?
There's definitely taking out Salah. There's no doubt with that. Salah's definitely going out. I mean,
Salah before Leeds.
Yeah, if he scores a hat trick, 4 goals, I don't mind. But he's coming out the team.
Okay, I want to see who would you replace him for.
As he does it, there's a few options I've thought about. The first one would be Saka to replace him. But then again,
I think that's fair.
I don't know if I want to go Saka because I got Martinelli, and I'm not too keen. I was keen on getting double attack for Arsenal, but I've had second thoughts now because of Salah being not performing well. It's sort of decides me to choose someone else because I will have a lot of money
Well,
spare.
you can't get KDB because KDB is a good pick. If you want to get rid
Yeah,
of Salah and you don't have double Man City, go KDB. Um, but for me, if you take out Salah that and you get Saka in, you have a lot of money in the bank. There's not really
yeah.
any premiums. Are you fond of Son? Would you go Son or someone like that, even with the fixtures?
I
You
mean,
could bring
when
up.
I was watching the match for Spurs, and Son played really well in the first half. Like he had 4 shots, I think, pretty quick, but not on target. But he looked pretty good from long range.
I mean, Son has Bournemouth in game week 14, and then he's got Liverpool and then Leeds. So Son could actually be a decent pick if you are willing to go without Salah, because I know a lot of people are frustrated with Salah. Salah does have 2 home games though. He's got a home game against Leeds. Then he's got away to Tottenham, Salah, and then he plays home against Southampton before the World Cup. And then Son has Bournemouth away, Liverpool at home, and Leeds at home. So fixtures are quite similar because Liverpool and Son and Salah play each other in game week 15. So either way, you'll have to navigate that. But if you had to
Yeah.
pick now, Jordan, Son or Mo Salah.
At this point, I'll probably pick Son, just because he looks more like he's going to score. I mean, he had a few chances in that Newcastle game to score. He was close in some of them, but he just couldn't hit the target. But he looked more promising than what Salah was doing against
Mm.
Nottingham Forest. He seemed to just be like Casper the Ghost in most of that game. You never saw him, and
Oh,
we can't use the Darwin Núñez excuse because he
oh
wasn't
yeah,
in the game. So that either way, whether Núñez is in the team or not, it
mm.
still doesn't change Salah. Even he wasn't even getting in centrally as much. He was still sort of hugging the touchline, which I don't understand why
I
he's
think
there.
I think as a Liverpool fan, for me watching the game, or what I would say, obviously everyone will have their own opinions. I think Thiago is a major factor. When Thiago doesn't play, Liverpool are not the same team. In especially in terms of control and someone in there that can bring Liverpool some stability and some balance in that midfield. Because without Thiago, Liverpool aren't the same team, and I truly believe that Liverpool do need a couple midfielders in there, January, summer, whenever they plan to do that. But I think Thiago's one is the main guy, just for Liverpool as a whole collective team. When he doesn't play, I do worry for Liverpool. But yeah, that's just my thoughts on that. So I think he's one to keep an eye on. Because if Thiago plays, I think Liverpool are generally a lot better as a team. When he doesn't, it's night and day. But yeah.
Yeah, and they have a lot of injuries
Oh
as
yeah.
well. It's
Yeah, Diaz,
just
Jota.
yeah, it's just not practical. But just with those important players out, it just changes Liverpool altogether. It's amazing how 1 or 2 players make a difference.
Oh yeah.
From
We know with Liverpool, um, those injuries they have, obviously it hasn't helped, but we still expect a lot more. But it is what it is. I think Liverpool assets, definitely there is a case to be made that you don't need any at this moment in time, even with if they have Leeds at home, because there's no reason why Leeds can't get a draw at Anfield the way Liverpool are playing right now.
yeah, absolutely. And what was I going to say?
I read this one out in it. Will you be moving Salah on after the Leeds? I think you're going to do it before Leeds,
Yeah,
which
I'm definitely doing it before these. It's just it's
adding up.
not happening. I've held on for way too long, Salah. I should have got rid
Yeah,
of him a while ago.
I think Salah has contributed to my poor season. If I'm being honest, I think when I say poor, I mean my rank's about 1 million, so not the best start. And I think having Salah and Trent on the wild card game week 9 hasn't helped at all. Salah hasn't paid off for me, and I was hoping that he'd be a bit of a differential for me in game week 9 when I got him. But from 9 to 14, he's got 1 goal against Man City. Didn't captain him for that game, so it's just that's where I'm at with it. So I think you know you don't really need Mo Salah like in your team if you don't want to captain him, and because if we're going Haaland perma captain. I'll let you take some
Yeah.
few comments as well, and plus if you had anything to say.
Uh, Oh yeah, basically, yeah, with Salah, there's so many other different replacements you can go for. Like, let's say Almiron, who's having an amazing season so far. He has scored 6 goals. I think he scored against Spurs last night, which gave him that 6th goal. So he is outperforming Salah, where Almiron is only 5.4 million, whereas 12.8 is Salah, which is more than half the price of what you're getting from Salah, who is blanked 6 times, and then you got Almiron who scored 6 goals. So in that slot, I could have had Almiron all that time getting points instead of Salah getting the 2 points each week.
Sorry about that. I had to just quickly just go downstairs. Sorry, what were you saying anyway?
Oh, I was just saying, yeah, it's definitely just more options to cover Salah. Like, let me say a name like Almiron. He's a player that's done really well this season, scoring 6 goals. He scored against Spurs last night, which was a great goal. Massive mistake by Lloris, but a great goal nonetheless. And on the other hand, you got Salah that's blanked 6 times, but you got Almiron who scored 6 goals, and he could have been that guy that I've had in place for Salah that could have potentially got me a much higher rank in the coming weeks that he has been scoring and returning, whereas Salah's been getting 2 points here and there at the price of 12.8 million, which it doesn't seem worth it anymore, especially if he's not a captain pick either. He's just
So now just saying you're pretty. Seems like you're pretty certain your Salah's going for you.
yeah, no hesitation. Even if he scores 2 or 3 goals, it still would be the right choice for me to get rid of Salah.
Fair enough. I'm with you there. I probably want to get Salah out my team as well. What comments were we at? Which one were you at next? Which one haven't you read out?
Chief.
Okay. Chief says 52 points at the moment with Bowen to play. Thoughts on bringing Almiron in for game week 14 onwards? Thank you for your comment, Chief. 52 points. Is that same as me? Pretty much. I've got 53. Thoughts on bringing Almiron? What's the fixtures like for Newcastle, Jordan? If you bring up, or if you got Trippier in there, you should bring up Newcastle fixtures.
Yeah, not too bad. They got Aston Villa next, Southampton away afterwards,
and Chelsea,
and then Chelsea in game week 16.
For the next 3 games, I think I like Villa and Southampton. I mean, Almiron's one we spoke about a lot at the differential, haven't we? What's his ownership?
His ownership is, no, that's not the right ownership for.
Yeah, I'll let you bring Almiron.
He's definitely not 60%. He's 13.9%.
I think when we were speaking about him, he was only about less than 5%. I think now he's owned by a lot more people. Transferred in a lot more. He's done brilliant this season, hasn't he? He's just racking up points every week. Is that 2 games in a row where he got 10 points?
Yeah, back-to-back hauls. One against Everton, one against Tottenham.
I think it's a good move. There's one thing is, or a lot of people got to remember as well. You shouldn't. I mean, it may not be the case with obviously with Almiron, but whatever's happened previously, it doesn't always mean if you missed out on the points, it doesn't mean he's going to get all those points again. But the way the fixtures have lined up, and you need if you want to bring a cheap midfielder in at 5.4 million, I think it's a great option for the next 2 games at least. So yeah, I like the move. I've liked the move for a couple of weeks now. It just because he's so cheap. I think if he was priced at 7 million, I feel like a lot of us would bring him in. But because he's priced at 5.4, I feel like we're just thinking, he's a cheap midfielder. Is he performing? He's not performing at his price, is he? Really, he's performing like a 7 million midfielder or 7.5 million midfielder.
Oh yeah,
and
definitely.
I think we have that subconscious thing because he's cheap. We don't want to bring him in and have a lot of money in the bank. But if Almiron's outscoring Salah, who's double his price, I mean, we don't look at that sometimes. I think we just look at we want as many expensive players in our team, but sometimes going to someone like Almiron If you went Almiron over Salah, for example, and had 6 million in the bank, whatever it is, it's not maybe optimal, but it's not FPL sometimes a funny game, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, how many points has Salah got this season? So he's had 58,
Mm-hmm.
which doesn't feel like he's had 58 points, but Amaron's had 67, so he's just about doing well by 9 points, which I didn't think it would be that close.
And you got to look at the price as well, though. Salah's more than double Almiron's price, so that's another thing you got to consider.
Yeah. But
yeah,
yeah, oh yeah, actually,
what were you gonna say?
my replacement for Salah, it's someone that's not really highly owned, and it's someone that is actually playing tonight.
Bowen?
Yes, that is correct. Jared Bowen.
What's his fixtures like though after 14 to 16?
I mean, his fixtures, he's got Bournemouth obviously tonight, but then in 14 he's got Man United away.
That could be a tough one.
Yeah, Crystal Palace home, and then he's got Leicester home. I think it's more for the home fixtures that I would probably target him for, like Crystal Palace at home and Leicester at home. I think he'll do well in those two fixtures. But I would like to bring him in early, like obviously in game week 14 against Man United away. Yeah. I don't expect him to get anything in it, but maybe Man United give a penalty away. I mean, McTominay did it, coming on the first few seconds of the game, conceding a penalty, and then obviously Man United concede from the penalty taker. So there is the odd chance that Man United can slip up, and Jared Bowen takes a penalty. Hopefully, he can score it and not miss it. Though there's some luck and hindsight in bringing him in game week 14, despite the difficulty fixture.
Yeah, got a comment as well saying, why not Rashford? Better fixtures, and he starts up front.
I'm just not too keen on Rashford. I mean, I know he's done all right this season, but
what's Man United's fixtures like? I think they're actually quite good, and Man United have had a bit of a fixture swing in a good way, and it looks like they've got a lot of green fixtures coming up. So Man United assets are pretty low owned as well. So
yeah, they are low owned, but really not keen on Man United yet.
I mean, West Ham, Villa, Fulham.
I mean, there's 2 away games, which is Aston Villa and Fulham, which even though they're green and easy, I just don't like away fixtures. This game week proves that point. Away fixtures are not the ones.
Plus, Villa looking good without Gerrard managing them now. If they can keep that form up, we'll see. Yeah, Fulham, we know they're a good team as well. They're doing all right this year.
Fulham might concede 1, but it all depends who that goal scorer is for Man United and whether Rashford plays in that game as well, because he's not always on the starting 11.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So his minutes are variable. Ish.
Also got Barnsley in the chat. Evening, chaps. Evening to you, Barnsley. Animation, Saka and Nunes for you, maybe. I think he's maybe on about you. I mean,
I don't want to change my front line, I don't think, for someone like Nunes. Plus, there needs to be news on what Nunes' condition is. Because he's still flagged, and we don't know what his status is. So,
I mean,
that's a wait and see.
He should be fine for the next game, Nunes. But do you want Liverpool players at this time? Obviously, I know you don't really. You're not keen, so I can see why you wouldn't.
There's much more potential. I'm not hanging on to Liverpool anymore. It just shows this season that they're not going to really excel like they did last season and prior to that. But I think it is just best to go with your gut. And obviously, my gut is telling me Bowen. Obviously, for the next 3 fixtures, I think he's definitely he's low ownership as well. He's 5.3%, which I find extraordinary that he's that low owned. That's a great differential. I mean, I know he's not had a great season, I think he's only had 2 returns in game week 9. He got 14 points against Wolves, and in game week 10 he got 7 against Fulham. So that's the only sort of returns he's had this season. But I feel like he's got it in him to get something in Crystal Palace and Leicester game, and maybe potentially Man United if he can get something in that one.
Okay, fair enough. If I missed any, Chief also says you've got 53 -4, got Bowen left to play, catching up to your rank house. Yeah, Bowen plays tonight. If he does score, it looks like you could catch up to my rank. But yeah, drop your rank in the sorry. Drop your rank in the comments if you can.
But yeah, I'll be watching Bowen tonight against Bournemouth to see how he does. But
fair enough.
I'm hoping he doesn't score, so no one brings him in.
Yeah. Also, so that's your plans at the moment. You know, obviously that could change depending on news regarding players, etc. But we're gonna have the team selection video out as well this week, so do tune in for that one, guys. Let's quickly move on to my team, and I'll show you what I'm quickly planning. This was pre-planned, days in advance, so I don't know if my thoughts will change. So currently, this is what my team looks like. I've got Guaita in goal against Southampton. I got a back three of Fabian Schär, Cancelo, and Trent. Got midfield 5 of Andreas, Foden, Zaha, Salah, and Saka. I got Mitrovic and Haaland up top. Haaland's my captain against Leicester away. My current plan, if I show you guys on my transfers page, so I've got 0.4 million in the bank, so not too much to play with. I've got 1 free transfer, and what I was actually planning on doing was taking out Zaha. So Zaha actually has a fixture against Southampton at home, which I don't really think I should take him out for anyway, because Southampton. But then Southampton did get an impressive draw against Arsenal, so maybe I could take out Zaha. So early initial thoughts were Zaha out and to bring in Martinelli of Arsenal. I know he's very highly owned by certain people anyway, but he lets me have the double Arsenal attack against Nottingham Forest. Now, the way Nottingham Forest played against Liverpool and the way they defended, Arsenal, it looks like Arsenal could struggle in that game, but we know Arsenal are a lot better this season. Liverpool are just, I don't think Liverpool, judging Liverpool how they played against Nottingham Forest, Arsenal will be a different beast. So I'd probably want double Arsenal for that Nottingham Forest at home fixture. So Saka, Martinelli is what I was thinking, going both of them. And I might have to just hold Salah unless I want to take a -4 to get rid of him. Which, I don't know. It could be at this rate. So if I want to remove Salah, I have to take a -4, which I don't know if it's worth it when he's got Leeds at home. Maybe I take him out in 15 when he's got Tottenham. I don't know. But at this moment in time, Martinelli is the one I wanted to bring in because he plays Nottingham Forest. And I thought a double Arsenal attack could be quite good against Nottingham Forest. I don't believe that clean sheet against Liverpool means they're a good defense all of a sudden. I still think you can target Nottingham Forest. I think Liverpool could have scored in that game still. A couple of headers here and there, but Liverpool overall weren't great, and Arsenal will be a much bigger challenge for Nottingham Forest back line. So that's my current plan, to get in Martinelli for Zaha. And the rest of the team, I'm not happy having Doherty and Schär really, but I can't really sort it out without taking hits. Because Fabian Schär, obviously, are rather Trippier, and then Doherty, he didn't start in the last game against Man United. Sorry, not Man United, Everton, was it? Was it Everton they played? No, not Everton.
Not Everton.
Not Everton.
Newcastle, I think.
Yeah, you're correct. Sorry. They lost to Newcastle 2-1. So, yeah, Doherty didn't play in that one. He came on for like 9 minutes. So, he's a risk. He's like a Perisic. You don't know if he's going to play next game. Because obviously Emerson Royale's back. It seems like Conte prefers him for some reason. And, the rest of the team I'm pretty happy with the midfield. I mean, Salah is the one. I think, really, I wouldn't really want him there. I want KDB. But I can't get to four Man City players. So, that's what I've got to do, really. So, yeah, current plans, Zaha to Martinelli, but all will be revealed team selection with my final thoughts and deadline stream as well, back on Saturday for an early one. So, do tune in for that, guys. And, to see what transfers we're planning. But we are gonna quickly wrap the stream up. Just gonna read a few more of the comments out, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Barnsley says Bones a good shout. What's your plans for Zaha? Or I'll plan to take Zaha out probably. I think you're gonna hold probably Jordan, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I definitely keeping Zaha for that home fixture against Southampton. Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Any plans on Tony? I have him and Mitra, and I'm thinking about Salah to Kane some way or another. Almiron looks good though, and would change up my moves drastically.
I don't know because I know Tony wasn't that convincing in Aston Villa game, but he has Wolves next and then Nottingham Forest, which are they home or away fixtures? Let me just check quickly. Yeah, Wolves is home fixture and Nottingham Forest is an away fixture. So I'd probably want to keep Tony until game week 16, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Because obviously he has Man City, but I guess you can transfer him out for someone else in that game week. But I mean, I know Kane has done well. I know he scored against Newcastle and has a consistent record of scoring almost in every game. I just think it's a massive move because he's so much money.
I think.
And
sorry, I was going to add. You could do, as you mentioned, Salah out, Almiron in. That allows you to upgrade Tony to Harry Kane. I don't think that's even a bad move at this. Does Harry Kane outscore Salah for the next 3? Probably does.
Yeah, probably. I think with Almiron, it's a bit too late on the bandwagon to get him now because he's pretty much got his points.
Yep, that's also could be true as well because Almiron is on a rich vein of form, but Almiron does have good fixtures himself coming up, which look some couple of nice fixtures in there. So Almiron could carry on getting a goal or assist here and there. Emery to Aston Villa. Yep, seen the news. It looks like he's going to join Villa, and that should be interesting to see what that does for Villa. Really, very different manager to Gerrard is also interesting to see if Villa change for the good or even if they get worse. But I think they should improve. Can't get any worse at this rate, Villa. Barnsley says 850k as well. Rank. Kimchi, welcome to the chat. Thank you for your comments.
Hey, Kimchi.
Animations, is Robertson a worry for this week? No, I don't think he is. He should play. Could show him to Dalot or Van Dijk. I wouldn't move it to Van Dijk. I don't see the point in that. I think you just keep Robertson. He'll play. Whether Liverpool get a clean sheet against Leeds is another story. Look, I've got Trent. I plan to hold him just because I have other areas to fix. You could remove Robertson for sure and take the money out. Maybe bring in an Arsenal defender against Nottingham Forest. Maybe a Ben White, someone like that. I wouldn't want Dalot if I'm honest. I probably prefer an Arsenal defender, like Ben White, for example. But obviously, it's up to you. Since this is FPL, I am keeping Salah for Leeds. I am bringing in Almiron this week, but giving Salah against Leeds one more chance. Got 60 points this week, plus got Solanke tonight. Solanke tonight, okay. Hopefully, he can get something for you. And Almiron, we mentioned Almiron. He's doing very well, and I don't hate that move. Emery likes attacking fullbacks. Cash could be worth bringing in after wildcard. Big punt though. Yeah, a lot will depend on. I like to see how they do first before I start bringing in Villa players. But Villa could become options again after the World Cup. Definitely. I think Gerrard kind of lost the dressing room. Obviously, I don't know that for sure, but it feels like that could have been the case. Cheers again, lads. Appreciate it as always, man. We appreciate you putting your comments and everything. So yeah, thank you for your support. FPL Boo Boo, hi duo, Doherty, Tomiyasu. I prefer Ben White personally.
Yeah,
but don't hate the move either.
He did get an assist as well to Saka's goal, Ben White.
Yeah, so yeah, I'd go Ben White if I'm looking for an Arsenal defender at this moment in time. So yeah, that's our thoughts. Also, guys, there is a match on in 10 minutes. West Ham are playing Bournemouth, so we're not going to stay in too much longer because I'm assuming some of you guys would want to watch the football. So we are going to wrap the stream up here. Just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that has joined the stream, for everyone that has interacted with the chat. Big thank you. Sorry for the late stream. Obviously, this stream was meant to go out on Sunday night, but we couldn't do it on Sunday, so we've done it on Monday instead. We are back again tomorrow. Around same time, hopefully, for a transfer tips video. So do tune in for that one. And yeah, just want to say a massive thank you for everyone. Hope everyone had a good weekend. And yeah, is there anything else you'd like to add, Jordan, before we go?
Just thanks everyone for joining the stream, and all your questions or comments are always appreciated. And I hope you enjoyed the last match of this game, week 13. It should be a good one, Bournemouth versus West Ham. So yeah, have a good evening and enjoy.
Yeah, guys, that's it from us. That's it from the FPL Duo. Hope you have a good week, and yeah, see you tomorrow. Hopefully, take care, guys, and see you soon. Peace.
Yeah, see you soon, guys. Take care.